Mr. Chairman, I can't help but reflect on what's happened in the last few months in the Senate. No one, and I mean no one, is interested in or takes seriously lectures on border security from Senate Republicans. No one. In one of the most stunning acts of political cowardice in recent American history, a bipartisan border security bill co-authored by a conservative Republican member of this committee was put forward in the U.S. Senate. It would have tightened asylum standards to stop exploitation of the asylum system. It would have surged enforcement resources to the border. It would have meant more expedited removals of those who enter this country unlawfully. It would have empowered the federal government to take the fight to the drug cartels who are laying waste to communities across our country with fentanyl. A bipartisan border security bill co-authored by a conservative Republican member of this committee. And it wasn't just voted down by Senate Republicans, it was denied even a debate on the floor of the United States Senate. Because the former president of the United States, and he said this publicly, thought it wasn't in his political interest for the nation to be served. It wasn't in his political interest for a bipartisan border security bill to be enacted by Congress. The American people are smart. So all of the performative chest pounding today on border security is utterly disingenuous. When Senate Republicans abrogated their basic governing responsibility and refused even to let us debate and amend that bipartisan border security proposal.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff is done humoring Republican grandstanding on any and all things border-related. This issue has yet again come to a head in Congress as they consider multiple different bills that would have the ultimate goal of delivering foreign aid to our allies. And yet, in a move that puts on full display their disingenuousness on this issue, the House Freedom Caucus has come out as a group in favor of voting against foreign aid because, and I hope you're ready for this, it doesn't include border security. Quote, the House Freedom Caucus will vote no on rule for the America Last Foreign Wars supplemental package with zero border security and urge all House Republicans to do the same. To secure the border, we must kill the rule. In other words, the same party that only months ago killed a bill that conservative Republican James Lankford negotiated that literally paired foreign aid with border security because Trump told them to, is now refusing to pass foreign aid because it's not linked with border security.
After months of talks, Senate negotiators finally released a sweeping bipartisan border security deal. The proposed bill would raise the standard to grant asylum, send away those who don't qualify, and expedite cases for those who do. It would also give the president new authority to effectively shut down the border to migrants when attempted crossings are high and end the practice of catch and release, while also providing billions of dollars in funding for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, as well as humanitarian assistance for civilians in Gaza. But just hours after the bill was released, leading Republicans in the House said, nope, we don't want it. Almost immediately, House Speaker Mike Johnson, along with Steve Scalise and Elise Stefanik, took to social media to throw cold water on any hopes of even debating the bill. And earlier today, they released a statement putting the final nail in the coffin, writing that any consideration of this Senate bill in its current form is a waste of time. It's dead on arrival in the House. We encourage the Senate to reject it.
Here's the deal. These Republicans think you are stupid. They may claim to hate the Democrats, but you haven't seen contempt until you've witnessed how Republican politicians treat their own supporters. We would quite literally have a border bill right now, the most conservative border bill of our lifetimes, mind you, if it wasn't for the exact same people who today are complaining that there's no border security bill. Fundamentally unserious people in an unserious party. And look, at this point, it doesn't even matter where you stand on this issue. Maybe you thought the border bill was too conservative, maybe you thought it didn't go far enough. Whatever your position, I think we can at least all agree that these Republicans aren't looking to actually solve anything. They are just looking looking to run around in circles, demanding bills that they will then kill, only to then turn around and demand them again, only to then kill them again, and on and on and on, because they exist to traffic in dysfunction and waste. In fact, their bad faith is so obvious that Democratic lawmaker Rosa DeLauro also called them out on the Appropriations Committee as well.
It's about border security. I sat in the White House, not in a classified meeting, where Republican colleagues said that we won't have Ukraine without bipartisan border security. And then you know what? We accomplished bipartisan border security. It wasn't, and it was, oh, you can shake your head all you want, but Democrats and Republicans voted for border security. And you know what? It was Donald Trump who said, don't give Biden a win. You think about that. Put that aside. This moment is now. The United States Senate, you can have all the views you want about the United States Senate, but hold them for this debate. It is now. It is about the United States House of Representatives. We have the opportunity to do what we do here, and that is to govern. And what are we doing in governing? Is to be a world leader. And for months and months, we have been diddling around where people are dying in Ukraine. Don't talk about what weapons we want to give them. We're not giving them what they need now, and it has been months in the coming. And we ought to today, immediately, we should have picked up that Senate bill, brought it to the floor, and voted on it immediately, and we would be out of here today in doing it. Let us not rewrite what is happening. The moment is ours. And if the House of Representatives abdicates its responsibility, yes, the history will write the story, and that it is on us. When we had that moment, we said no. I, for one, will not say no.
And so now, MAGA Republicans will continue to screw around as long as they can in their interminable effort to sow dysfunction and to hand Vladimir Putin the gift of delayed aid to Ukraine, all in blind deference to Donald Trump. Trump wants to hurt Biden and help Putin, and so that's what Trump's little sycophants are going to do to the extent that they can. Because those people exist not to serve their constituents or this country or even the very ideals of freedom that they purport to support. Nope, they exist to serve their God King, Donald Trump. In other words, they will sit idly by and let the world burn if it means that the leader of their party, a proven conman, rapist, criminal defendant, and soon-to-be convicted felon, gets some fleeting bump in the polls. As far as Republicans are concerned, quite literally nothing is sacred, not even the preservation of democracy itself, when compared with their slavish devotion to one man. So good on Jon Ossoff and Rosa DeLauro and the rest of the Democrats for calling Republicans' pathetic misuse of American taxpayer dollars out. They've spent years whining about government waste. Who would have guessed that if they really wanted to find the root of it, all they would need was a mirror? Before you go, I need some help. Please subscribe to the channel and do your part to help grow the progressive media ecosystem. I don't do sponsorships or paid ads, I won't ask for money, but just subscribing to this channel goes a really long way, and it helps get the message out to more people. The subscribe button is right here on the screen. You can also subscribe to my Spanish language channel, which I made to reach those crucial Spanish-speaking voters. That link is on the screen too. And finally, if you want to listen to my audio podcast, you can follow that link as well. Thanks so much for watching.